Technology giants are racing to build useful quantum computers by the end of the decade. But when headlines claim this technology is about to go mainstream, they leave out a crucial detail about what that actually looks like. IBM has mapped out a highly detailed path to deliver Starling by 2029. This system is designed to be a large-scale, fault-tolerant quantum computer capable of running 100 million gates. These corporate roadmaps represent serious engineering targets, backed by billions of dollars in research. But they are milestones, not guaranteed delivery dates. To understand where quantum hardware is today, look at the earliest commercial computers. They were massive, delicate installations that required entire rooms, strict environmental controls, and dedicated operators. The 2030 target is a real scientific objective, but expecting a quantum device to sit on your desk is a misunderstanding of how the technology operates. The mainstream arrival of quantum computing will look like remote cloud integration, not personal electronics. This diagram illustrates the actual architecture. Your standard laptop acts strictly as an interface, sending complex computational workloads across a vast network grid to a dedicated remote quantum processor. These processors must remain centralized. They rely on dilution refrigerators operating at temperatures colder than deep space, wrapped in thick shielding to isolate the system from microscopic environmental noise. The first groups to tap into this centralized power will be major enterprises. They will rent time on these machines to optimize global shipping logistics, simulate new battery materials, and model highly complex pharmaceutical interactions. Everyday users will likely never interact with a qubit. We will simply buy the better batteries and medications that the hardware helps design. Shrinking these systems into consumer gadgets hits a severe physical barrier, the fragility wall. Raw physical qubits are incredibly unstable. Engineers must group them together, creating a single, stable entity known as a logical qubit. Maintaining it requires relentless speed. Control electronics continuously detect and decode errors in real time, sending counterpulses to correct the system before it collapses. Scaling a quantum computer requires solving an immense cooling and data transfer bottleneck, routing miles of cryogenic wiring into deep freeze environments. Crossing this fragility wall is what separates theoretical roadmaps from functional reality. Because of these extreme physical challenges, there is no single agreed-upon design for the perfect machine. The industry is highly fragmented. Google focuses on scaling their architecture to lower error rates. Their new Willow processor features 105 qubits, pushing the limits of random circuit sampling. Microsoft is pursuing an alternative physics model, engineering topological qubits to build hardware naturally resistant to outside interference from the ground up. IBM focuses on superconducting circuits and modular design. They leverage their historic Poughkeepsie facility, treating quantum scale-up as an extension of their semiconductor manufacturing legacy. Whichever company solves fault tolerance first, their initial applications will be highly specialized, built to solve very narrow problems for specific industries. The hardware race is real, but the rollout will be staggered. Broad access will depend entirely on which architectural bet eventually crosses the finish line. While the hardware timelines stretch toward the end of the decade, quantum computing is already forcing immediate changes to global infrastructure. To be clear, no quantum machine currently exists that can break everyday passwords or crack modern financial encryption. But this flowchart outlines the actual threat model. Adversaries are actively stealing encrypted data packets today. They copy the files into cold storage and wait, holding onto them until a future machine is powerful enough to break the encryption. Because state secrets and medical records are vulnerable to this tactic right now, the National Institute of Standards and Technology finalized post-quantum encryption standards. Upgrading existing networks to use them is a process that will take years. Quantum computing has created a hard security deadline, dictating global IT budgets long before the actual processors are fully operational. So, will quantum computing be mainstream by 2030? Yes, for elite scientific research, vast cloud computing grids, and national cybersecurity defenses. For these sectors, early fault-tolerant systems will be an everyday reality. But no, if you are expecting a personal quantum laptop to sit on your desk. The most powerful calculation engines ever engineered are being built entirely out of sight. They will run quietly in remote data centers, driving advancements we use every day, without us ever seeing the machines. Share this with someone who loves fun facts. Share this with someone who loves fun facts.